Addison specifically, I know he came out of high school as a tackle. Can you go into him working at center and just what you've seen from him at that position?
Yeah, I think wanting to help him learn the offense as fast as you can. When you play center, it's the hardest position initially because it's moving so fast. There's a lot. You have to make every single call, and the speed of the game is faster inside as well. So I think to kind of help expedite his process, because I'm not sure where he'll have to fit in and play for us, whether that's going to be at center, guard, or tackle. Thought was let him start at center, learn the offense, and then as he kind of gets that down, branch him out.
Coach, when you're recruiting, do you try to identify somebody that is a tackle or a guard or a center, or do you want to recruit somebody that's versatile enough to play any of those positions?
You know, it's a little bit of both. We do typically start with guys that are tackles, guys that are more inside guys. I think sometimes there's a unique combination where a guy has the feet or the length or the brains, the traits, whatever it would be, that he can play inside, can play outside. Typically do try to pinpoint, man, this guy's going to be a tackle or this guy's going to be a center guard. Kind of asking through the process, talked about, man, he can play a bunch of different positions just because of how smart he is.
Austin in the back
Glen, can you just talk about what you've seen so far out of J.J. Crawford and then Gerald Mincy?
I think both of them have done a really good job. You know, they put in a lot of time in the off season. You know, guys will be up here on their own, just working their butts off, trying to get better. I think Mincy has accelerated his process a little bit, and I think JJ has done a great job of not picking up where he left off, started off ahead of where he ended the season. He's playing a lot faster, doesn't seem to be as delayed and coming off the ball a lot more sure of himself. I don't know. They both have really done a really good job.
Adam and Patrick.
Sometimes you can have very few starters coming back and you sort of have a clean slate of what you're going to do, but this year you have 4 starters back. You can maybe toy with that, move pieces around. How are those two challenges different in figuring out where guys fit since you have so many guys back?
You know, I think they're a little bit different in the fact, obviously, when you lose a bunch of guys, you have to figure out who's going to be the best at a position initially, and you're trying to, like, you aren't quite as far ahead as you are. Having 4 guys returning, especially where JC played some center, Nell's gone back and forth, sides, like there's a little bit more wiggle room. Guys, you feel like know where they played last year well enough that if you have to move them, adjust them, play different places in spring, it's not such a big deal, and hopefully gives you a chance for guys that haven't played as much where they can just sit still, sit in a position, learn it, and feel a little bit more comfortable.
Glen, following up on Mincy, I think you guys recruited him at your previous school, knew a lot about him when he transferred. What made him a guy that you guys wanted to bring in and bolster your options there at that tackle?
Man, I just really same thing you'd want when he came out of high school. I thought, one, he had unbelievable athletic ability and body control for such a big man. And out of high school, thought we had a good relationship. You know, it was one of those situations that Florida was a little bit better situation for him than UCF was. But I knew at the core who he was as a human being, and that there was an intelligence level there that was unique with his body type and things that he can do athletically. I think just, you know, sometimes things don't always start the way you think they'll end up, and now it's ended up in a better spot.
Two things. What's the next step for Cooper Mays?
Gosh, I mean, I think always he's going to continue to get stronger, continue to build his body. You know, I think he's taken the step leadership-wise. Him and Rome have been awesome. They've got in front of the room, led meetings, corrected. Coop's constantly like, now you're in the meeting room and something happens, and before I can get it out of my mouth, him or Rome have jumped in there and said, hey man, we need to do this or start coaching this. Man, don't want to say this. Sometimes they even correct me a little bit. So their leadership piece of it's been unbelievable with Coop, and I think just continuing to build, get stronger. You know, he kind of got thrown in there as a freshman where you didn't get a chance to really get a year of solid, especially with COVID, weight room. I think he's kind of done that over the offseason. I think he'll be an even better version of himself.
And with today being pro day, when you get asked about Cade Mays, what do you tell them they're getting in him potentially?
Man, really high intelligent, level of intelligence player that can play. I mean, he bailed us out and played tackle, but he can play guard, center. A guy that's physical, just unbelievably physical, loves the game, loves to practice the game of football, doesn't have a whole lot of regard for his body in that sense. A great human being, man. Just somebody that I was really enjoyed getting to have in my room and get to know and look forward to get to know for hopefully a long time.
Last question to Jimmy.
Coach, the offense set a lot of records last year. Coach Heupel said that one area of improvement that's needed is short yardage situation. How much is that related to being more physical on the offensive line?
100%, man. That's you really don't get to measure yourselves in about 3 different categories: short yardage, sacks, and tackles for loss. We got to be better up front. There's no doubt. We had some situations today. I thought, coming off the field, they tried to be more physical. That's something that's got to continue through spring, through fall camp, and for sure into the season. But yeah, third and short, that's got to be our down distance. We got to move the line of scrimmage.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Sir, thank you.